Hey guys, thanks for tuning in. So today I'm finally going to get around to a video on this knife, which is one of the newer ZTs. This is the 0456, and it is a collaboration between Zero Tolerance and Dmitry Sinkevich. So yeah, really cool knife. When I post pictures of this one on Instagram, it definitely gets a lot of likes. I think a lot of people are drawn to the design of the knife here, so we'll go through it, specs, overall impressions, and details as always. So yeah, ZT's done quite a few collabs with Dmitry Sinkevich at this point. There was the 0450, the 0454, the 0452, I think, if I'm not getting all these numbers mixed up. But quite a few collabs with him, and this one is kind of it's certainly a departure from his other designs. Typically, if you think of his other ones, long, slender, very, very functional, lightweight EDC knives with those three models that I mentioned, assuming I'm not forgetting another one. But this one's kind of a departure. It's kind of a short, fat little knife with a bit more heft to it, although it is bigger than you would expect. So let's go through the specs, overall impressions, and details now that I've rambled for a little bit. So blade length on this particular one is just about 3.25 inches. Handle length is 4.5, giving us an overall about 7.75 inches. So let's bring in one of my absolute favorites, the oh crap, all the numbers, the 0562 CF. All right. So this will give you guys kind of an idea here of the size. Anyway, so 7.75 inches overall. Now this does weigh in about 6.5 ounces, so it is a hefty little beast. Beautiful sheepsfoot blade here. And the pocket clip does go left and right hand tip up carry. And these things are coming in at $240 street. Doesn't matter where you go, map pricing is in effect, so $240 unless you get one on used or on the secondary market. So yeah, I think that's pretty much it for the specs here. This was one of two, I guess, premium models released this year. The other was the Rexford design, which number I'm now completely forgetting. Too many numbers, but you know, does have the CTS 204P steel, which is an M390 equivalent made in the US, and a bit more millwork here on the handles as well, but still has that same smooth KVT ball bearing system. So yeah, kind of as a reference, I guess I'll bring in these two at points throughout the video. So yeah, as far as my overall impressions, you know, with any ZT, the fit and the finish is there, flipping action is there, warranty is there. They get a lot of things right, and they're very, very consistent in those regards. Now, if I had to describe this to someone, it's a big little knife. Again, kind of a short, fat, stubby thing, fairly hefty. It feels like a larger version of the Zero Tolerance 0900, which is a Les George collaboration. So it feels like a little bit bigger version of that. But it is much larger than you would expect. I thought the knife was actually going to be smaller. So yeah, it's a good EDC. It's actually a really good EDC, although it's not as practical as, let's say, the 0095 or the 0562 CF, and I think that's really going to come down to possibly the handle size for me here. So I do have extra large hands. Here it is in the hand. Get all three fingers here, pretty comfortable, and then my pinky sits on the back here. So I mean, you feel like you have confidence in the grip, but let me show you what my hand does with the 0562. Complete grip on it, and then the width here in this direction, there is a difference in the width as well. So again, I mean, it's practical as an EDC knife, but there are other options that feel more practical. I don't think that should stop you if you like the design, though. Again, this one gets a lot of likes, It's sold out multiple times at a few dealers, so there's definitely the interest there on it, and I understand why. I like this one quite a bit. So hopefully that gave you guys kind of an idea of the overall impressions here. Excellent fit and finish, kind of a stubby, heavy little thing. Maybe not as practical as some of their other designs. So we'll leave it at that and jump into the details here. So start off with this beautiful, beautiful Sheepsfoot Blade. Really interesting and angular swedge here up top. Mirror that in contrast to kind of that organic curve of the blade here, but I think it's a beautiful blade design. What I would really love to see, they've done quite a few collabs with Dmitry Sinkevich. They've done some in different sizes. I would love to see this design maybe elongated a little bit. Come out to maybe like a 3.5-inch blade and a handle that accompanies. Make it a little bit longer. And I'm not quite sure what that would do to the weight here, but a little bit longer would be kind of my preference on this particular design and knife. I think the lines are gorgeous, but anyway, ZT logo on this side, pretty clean. Over here you have the kind of typical ZT markings, model number, blade steel, and serial number. So yeah, flat grind with kind of a fine satin here on the bevel, and then the flats are stone washed. So yeah, no jimping up top. Just a flat but not sharp spine here, and a beautiful edge. The grind lines are very symmetric, so pretty well done. Here's the flipper tab. You do have jimping here on the top portion, so you can get a nice push down method. You can also pull it back too, but there's no texturing here to really grab the finger well, but it still works. I mean, it flips really well. As others have mentioned, I would certainly be happy with a little bit sharper jimping on top, because if you want, you can miss it if you're not careful. So it takes a little bit more deliberate flip, whereas let's say this one, the 0095, obviously a different shape to the flipper tab. This one's actually more functional for the most part. It's also got a little bit stronger texturing, so this one, almost impossible to miss. So again, just differences. There might be people who think this is too aggressive, so food for thought. Alright, so that's pretty much it for the blade. Action is fantastic. You get on the flipper tab right, really nice flipping action, really smooth, of course. I haven't put any lubricant or lube on this one to to see if it'll smooth out even more. This one is a loaner, so I've just kind of left it as is. If it were my own, I would break it in for 2 weeks dry and then put my preferred lubricant here on the bearings, and generally that's my formula for kind of optimum smoothness. Alright, let's take a look at the pivot. So, interesting pivot, hard anodized aluminum. I don't know that I'm terribly fond of it, but I really like that they're trying to do something different. They don't want their knives to feel too similar across their lineup here, so I appreciate the effort that they went to on it. And if you don't love it, more than likely they're going to be aftermarket parts, as there have been with other ZT models, so maybe, maybe not. I think it's grown on me a little bit, though, to be honest. It's a nice pop of blue against the plain titanium color here, so yeah, I think most people will go either way. Again, if you don't like the pivot, don't let that keep you from trying the knife out if everything else speaks to you. So yeah, just keep flipping it. Alright, the handle, this one has kind of more millwork or time spent on the machine than either the 9.5 or the 0562 CF here, so little bit more plain, a little bit more flat. That keeps the price down as far as machine time goes. But they put the extra machine time into this one here. Actually ends up feeling pretty nice in the hand. It's got almost a contoured, it has a contoured feel to it. And they left some of those nice mill lines in here. Again, if you guys have watched my videos, you know how I feel about these really nice mill lines they leave. I just think it's a nice detail. It's very subtle, but there. Here on the locking side, again, carries some more of those, even on the lock bar here. So, yeah. Stainless steel lock insert, of course. This one, to be honest, it's hard to see. It's the front here and the side have completely hidden the lock insert. You'd have to go down in here. I don't think my lighting is adequate to see it, but it's in there. So a little, you know, I don't think... Oh, no, this one's the same way. This one, it's actually sticks up a bit more, the stainless steel insert there. This one, it's fairly well hidden. So again, just a detail, doesn't really mean anything as far as how the knife functions or, you know. Anyways, a hard anodized aluminum backspacer and pocket clip, all in that same consistent blue coloration. One of the benefits to using aluminum is that it does save quite a bit on weight. Again, this knife is 6.5 ounces. If this backspacer was titanium, I would venture a guess that it would certainly be over 7 ounces there. So weight savings. My pen, I've got one of the ZT pens in a black hard anodized aluminum, and it's held up really, really well. The pocket clip, even though I'm probably the second or third guy to get this, is holding it fairly well. Couple chips here on the edges, but you know, you're going to get that normal wear and tear with any type of pocket clip anyway. So 2-screw construction on the pocket clip gives you a nice spot to grab onto to pull it out of the pocket. It sits fairly deep, and you do have a lanyard hole in line, so if you want to use a lanyard, you definitely have that option. But yeah, I guess that's pretty much it. Since I've had this knife for a couple weeks, far longer than I should have, haven't needed to do any adjustments to the pivot. It's really been drama-free, so again, that real consistency with the zero tolerance knives. But I do like this one quite a bit. I've had quite a few acquisitions lately, so I don't know that I'm going to be picking it up. I think I'm saving myself for some of the limited editions, like the RJ Martin or the 999 coming out soon. But again, it's fantastic. If you like little kind of stubby knives, I think you'll be happy this one. And again, with my extra large hands, I do get a full hand grip here, just not in the same way that I get on some of these other ones. So yeah, great job ZT, great job Dmitry. I hope you guys make a longer version of this. I would love to see that. Love the blade shape. So yeah, I guess we'll leave it there. As always, thanks so much for watching, guys. Hopefully you got what you wanted out of the video in terms of maybe a representation or what to expect. But be sure to give me a thumbs up and click the like button, which is a thumbs up. If you're not subscribed, please subscribe. And then we are still running strong on the Modern Neanderthal podcast. And you can find a link to that in the About Me page, or just Google it. So thanks so much for watching, and see you guys soon.